We are continuing our Marvel Marathon Madness with 2002 Spider-Man, the first installment in the trilogy of films directed by Sam Raimi and starring Tobey Maguire as the iconic web-slinger. The story of this film follows a reserved teenager named Peter Parker, who is gifted with superhuman capabilities after being bitten by a genetically engineered spider. He adopts the identity of Spider-Man and begins to fight crime in New York City, ultimately facing the malicious Green Goblin in order to protect those he loves. So, let us go ahead and jump straight into the plot. During a high school field trip, teenager Peter Parker visits a Columbia University genetics laboratory with his friend Harry Osborn and his childhood crush, Mary Jane Watson. There, Peter is bitten by a genetically engineered spider and falls ill upon returning home. Meanwhile, at the chemical corporation Oscorp, Harry's father and company CEO, Norman Osborn, seeks to secure a military contract by testing a performance-enhancing chemical on himself. The chemical causes him to go insane and kill one of his scientists. The next day, Peter develops spider-like abilities including enhanced strength, senses, agility and speed, and organic webbing in his wrists, as well as the ability to cling to walls. Hoping to buy a car to impress Mary Jane, Peter wins an underground wrestling event, but is cheated out of his earnings. As he is about to leave, a man robs the wrestling event, and Peter lets him go instead of stopping him out of spite towards the event holder. Soon after, Peter's uncle, Ben, is killed by none other than that same robber during a struggle for Ben's car. Peter tracks down the killer, who eventually falls to his death during their confrontation. Meanwhile, a crazed Norman sabotages a product test by an Oscorp rival and kills several people. Upon graduating, Peter begins using his abilities to fight crime. He creates a suit and mask and adopts the alias Spider-Man. J. Jonah Jameson, the publisher of the Daily Bugle newspaper, hires Peter as a freelance photographer since he can provide high-quality images of Spider-Man. When Oscorp's board of directors decides to oust Norman and sell the company, Norman assassinates them while wearing a monstrous disguise. Peter fends off Norman and rescues Mary Jane. Afterwards, Jameson bestows the name Green Goblin upon the mysterious masked killer. The Goblin offers Peter a place by his side, but Peter naturally refuses. They fight, and Peter then flees after being wounded. Peter's Aunt May then invites Mary Jane, Harry, and Norman over for Thanksgiving dinner. Norman sees Peter's injury and realizes that Peter is actually Spider-Man. Later, Norman attacks and injures May, who is hospitalized. Peter is still unaware of the Goblin's identity, but realizes that the Goblin is actually targeting his loved ones. While visiting the hospital, Mary Jane confesses to Peter her infatuation with Spider-Man, who has rescued her twice. Harry, who is dating Mary Jane, sees her holding Peter's hand and assumes she has feelings for him. A distraught Harry, unaware of his father's secret, tells him Peter loves Mary Jane, giving the Goblin his next target. Norman captures Mary Jane and a tramcar full of children. He gives Peter a sadistic choice by telling him to choose whom to rescue, then drops them both from the Queensboro Bridge. Peter manages to save everyone, then lowers them to a nearby barge for safety. An enraged Goblin throws Peter into a building, then brutally beats him. After Norman reveals his intentions to kill Mary Jane, Peter finds the strength to fight back. Norman reveals his identity and begs for forgiveness, while discreetly preparing to impale Peter with his glider. Warned by his spider sense, Peter dodges the attack and the glider fatally skewers Norman instead. Before dying, Norman begs Peter not to reveal his identity to Harry. Spider-Man then takes Norman's body to the Osborn home, but then he is confronted by a surprised Harry, who grabs a gun. Before Harry can fire, Spider-Man escapes. At Norman's funeral, Harry vows revenge on Spider-Man, whom he holds responsible for his father's death. Mary Jane then confesses to Peter that she actually loves him. Peter, however, feels he must protect her from his enemies, so he hides his true feelings and tells her that they can only stay as friends. As Peter leaves, he recalls that pivotal advice that his uncle has told him. With great power comes great responsibility. Now, the first Spider-Man film was nothing short of a worldwide phenomenon, breaking multiple box office records and truly solidifying the comic book movie genre as a juggernaut in the industry, along with the first Blade movie and the first X-Men film. The worldwide box office grossing was amazing, earning a total of $825 million, making it the third highest earning film of that year. Now, what is truly remarkable is that even to this day, Spider-Man is the sixth highest grossing comic book movie of all time after accounting for inflation. When it came to awards, it won several of them, as well as being nominated for two Oscars, one for Best Visual Effects and the other for Best Sound. Now, me personally, I love this movie as I have so many fond memories attached to it, but also because it was none other than Spider-Man, the coolest hero at the time. It was so fantastically awesome, a plain young man who turned into an amazing hero with great power, one who was burdened to carry the world on his shoulders, and to do so with dignity and honor. From the brilliant cast with the likes of Tobey Maguire, William Dafoe, and J.K. Simmons, to the excellent approach to the set designs and choice of music and composition, the entire package was a thrilling ride of the origins of a hero. I will add that I did miss the quippy and fun wit that Peter Parker possesses in the comics, but nonetheless, Tobey did bring to life an excellent portrayal of Spider-Man. All in all, I would give this film a 7.5 out of 10. Now, the next movie I will cover will be 2004 Spider-Man 2, and following that is 2007 Spider-Man 3. So stay tuned, and please do consider hitting the like button and subscribing. I would truly appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for spending your time with me. Until our next adventure, y'all stay classy.